Hey friends, hello. I wanted to make sure that we talked about this. Have you seen this article yet with our beautiful LaNette Whiteside? She helps us here on the Holy Mess team, and she is featured on the cover. She's the superstar of Women's World magazine. So let's talk about this a little bit. If you haven't had a chance to read this, the article is also online. If you aren't able to find the magazine, you just go to womensworld.com, their website, and you can find it. But I wanted to walk you through some of the really cool stuff that is featured. So if you haven't seen it yet, this is the Women's World magazine from July 22nd. This is the one that you'll want to pick up. So I'm just keeping it real here. You want to see behind the scenes. I'm here in one of my son's bedrooms. We're actually in the middle of redoing the room. We're painting. So I'm just keeping it real, y'all. But I wanted to make sure I popped in. Okay, I can do this. And showed you this because I saw in my library app that they're already switching to the next magazine. So I wanted to make sure that you got it. I picked this up at Walgreens. You can get it at grocery stores. You can get it at the gas station. You can get it all kinds of different places. Or if you order it, it should have come in the mail for you. But this is LaNette Whiteside. LaNette is the community care coordinator for the Holy Mess, and she helps with our groups. So we have a group. It is the Holy Mess Weight Loss and Wellness Community. We actually just changed the name. The group voted on the name. It used to be called the Holy Mess Diet Challenge Group. And she does a video every Tuesday night. So if you want some inspiration, come and check out that group because friends, look what this says. She has lost 359 pounds. She is amazing. She is also just the sweetest, most amazing, just this amazing person. And so you want to come to those and get to know her. She is running a group right now called the Summer Sizzle, and they are doing a challenge for the whole month of July. If you didn't get in on the sizzle, we're actually going to take her videos and her lessons and put them together and sell them later so that you can get all of her inspiration. We'll do it as like a self-guided course. So if you didn't get in on that now, we'll have that for you in a few weeks because that group is running and it's been so much fun. I didn't bring the calendar in here with me, but we've been doing a calendar with what she calls a daily doable every day. So one small realistic change that you can make, and we do a different one every day, and so that has been a lot of fun. So this is LaNette. We actually had just got an email the other day in the inbox because we had featured, we sent an email about LaNette's feature, and the person said, I wondered if those are really real. Well, yes, they really are real. She really is a real person who I know personally, and she's just an amazing success story. So when you turn to the article, it's got her, let's see, I can do this backwards. It's got her before and after. So you can see there her before picture and then now her after. It is so inspiring. And friends, she's the real deal. She really is. She is walking the walk. She's talking the talk. She used the Weight Watchers system, and she is now a Weight Watchers leader. So if you use Weight Watchers, if not, her story is still so inspiring. But that is the method that she used, and she talks about that in the article. She started Weight Watchers before the pandemic, and then when everything closed down, and she had a lot of that anxiety of like, am I going to gain this back? How am I going to do this without meetings? So if you are a Weight Watchers member and someone who has had your meetings closed, I know how hard that can be, not having that support in person anymore. You'll want to check out this article because she talks about that, or come to some of her live videos. And those videos are every Tuesday night. She calls them Tuesday Triumph, and that's completely free. That is just a benefit that we offer you as part of the Holy Mess. And again, those are in the Holy Mess Weight Loss and Wellness Community Facebook group, and the group is free to join. So the other thing you can do is if you go to theholymess.com, LaNette has her story there with lots of before and after pictures. I think it's actually just theholymess.com/LaNette. And we did a whole page just for her where she has her before and after and where you can find her, the links to the Facebook group. We put a link to this article, so if you haven't seen it yet, you can go check it out. So again, it's so inspiring. You'll want to get this and be so inspired by LaNette. She's just really such an amazing person. It has her words of wisdom. She talks about like baby steps that were really helpful for her. I wanted to make sure I shared too. She talks in there about some things from the Holy Mess that were helpful for her and inspiring, which touches my heart. I'm inspired by her. It's like the other way around, but I'm glad that God has used some parts of my story to be helpful for her. And we have some links on the website too, or let me know, I can share them with you. I talk about the toddler brain versus adult brain. She talks about that in here. We have an in-depth article about that on theholymess.com. You can just Google it too. And they explain about that more here in the article. The other thing that LaNette mentioned that's really helpful for her is what we call the 3 Ps. So the 3 Ps is a method that I designed together with my business partner, Becky Brown. We run Faithful Finish Lines. Faithful Finish Lines is separate from the Holy Mess, but I'm in there with it. It's what I run together with Becky. And it's a Christian women's online weight loss program, Faithful Finish Lines. And even in the magazine down here at the bottom, they listed Faithful Finish Lines as the creator of the 3 Ps method. So we teach the 3 Ps for food cravings, which is pause, pray, plan. And you can go to faithfulfinishlines.com and check out more about that, the 3 Ps method for food cravings. It's something that Becky and I teach all the time. We believe in it. We use it ourselves. We talk about pause, pray, plan. So in today's world, there's no way you're not having food cravings. We are surrounded by so much amazingly delicious food. It's almost like too delicious, because it is processed and created to not just taste good, but to light up the dopamine receptors in our brain. I have a whole series of videos about that on YouTube. Let us know if you need the link. We talk about in that series calorie density, and one of the videos in that series is I called it something like secrets the food industry doesn't want you to know, and it's how some of our food is genetically designed to be just hyper palatable and taste so good that it lights up certain things in our brain that of course we're going to have food cravings. We're going to want it. We're going to want more of it. I mean, the food industry is really not keeping it a secret. What is the Lay's thing about you can't just have just one potato chip? They're designing it to be that way. So it's so important to know how to manage food cravings. And one of the ways that you can do that is the 3 Ps method, which is what LaNette talks about in this article, which is pause, pray, plan. So the pause is when you have a food craving, instead of just giving into it in the moment. Have you ever had one of those times where it seems like all of a sudden you're just standing at the kitchen counter and if you're like me, you're eating the chocolate chips right out of the freezer, standing there like, wait a minute, how did I get here? Suddenly I'm just eating this thing. The pause helps us to slow down and think about, wait a minute, what's going on here? You know, it almost feels in those moments like the food has this pull. It's like a magnet that is just pulling me. But the reality is the food has no power. It's just out there in the world. It's food. It's nothing. It's us. It's in our brain. And it doesn't even seem possible. It doesn't seem possible to me that my brain is creating that. It feels like it's something outside of me that's like pulling me to the food, but it's not. It has no power. It has no control. I like to say the food doesn't care about you. It doesn't care anything about you. You're creating it in your brain. And so the pause gives you time to stop and think about that. Like, wait a minute, why am I eating this? Am I actually even hungry right now? Do I need food right now? Do I need frozen chocolate chips to get through this current situation when my kids are driving me crazy? It feels that way in the moment, but that's not really true. That's just something that my toddler brain is telling me. So the pause helps you to slow down. And then the pray is for those of us from a Christian perspective, which I have. We are relying on God. We have the power of the Holy Spirit inside of us. Maybe I feel like I can't control this food craving on my own, or I don't have the power, but I have the power of the Holy Spirit inside of me. I have those fruits of the Spirit that are gifts of the Spirit. He is at work within me. I can't do it on my own, but I can do it through him, because in my weakness, he is strong. That is when he can come out and give me that power to work within me, to mold me, to shape me, to change my heart because of the Holy Spirit within me. So that's the pray. And sometimes that pray is a God help me. It can be a really short prayer. God, show me the way out, because God promises that when we have temptation, he will not tempt us beyond what we can bear. He will give us a way out. So sometimes that prayer for me is really fast, of show me the way out. And sometimes that way out can be something really crazy. It can be like, at a party where I'm so tempted to give in. It can be just like going to the bathroom. It could be somebody coming over and talking to me. God does give us that way out. So that's the pray. And then finally, plan. We really believe that treats are doable and important, and no food is off limits. So we are not saying like no junk food ever. In fact, in our Faithful Finish Lines program, and it's part of what LaNette talks about in the article as well, is as soon as you make those foods off limits, you're just going to rebel and want them even more. But we don't want to give in to them in the moment, give in to the food craving. Because every time you give in to the food craving, you make those cravings stronger. You're just reinforcing that, and we don't want to reinforce it. So planning is really important, because you get to eat those treat foods, you get to enjoy those foods. And I do have something too called the treat box. You can check that out. You can just Google Holy Mess treat box. It's a specific method I've used for enjoying treats and managing triggers. And I used to be a binge eater, and so learning how to manage those has been really important for me so that I don't binge on them. But the plan is what's so great about that, because you're planning it into a later time, the next day, but you're not giving into it in the moment of craving. So that's what LaNette talked about here in this article. You want to make sure you go and check it out. Again, it's the 3 P's, pause, pray, plan. So we have lots of resources here for you that I wanted to make sure that you saw. So check this out, because LaNette is so inspiring. She has videos every Tuesday at 8 p.m. called Tuesday Triumph, which are completely free. They're in the Holy Mess Weight Loss and Wellness Community group. The things that she talks about you can find on theholymess.com. She also talks about the 3 P's method, which is from Faithful Finish Lines. You can find that out at faithfulfinishlines.com, relying on God at the center of your weight loss journey. So come and check this out if you haven't gotten it yet. It's Women's World Magazine, and its features are amazing, beautiful. LaNette, so inspiring, so much fun, and we want you to come and see it. If you have any questions, leave them in the comments here. We'll get you any links that you need so that you can see the article. You can check out the 3 P's. You can see what we do for treats and managing triggers, food cravings, any ways that we can support you, because I know how challenging it is. As someone who has lost 100 pounds and has been maintaining it now for almost 20 years, I get it, friends. It's hard. It is not easy. I continue to, work on it and be really intentional every day. So if you are struggling in this area of your life, if you're struggling to lose weight, if you've lost weight, you're struggling to maintain it, if food is an issue for you in any way, sometimes your weight might look normal to people on the outside, but you know that you struggle with it. I just want you to know that you're not alone. We are here for you. You are not alone. You have people who are here to support you. We have an amazing amazing community at the Holy Mess, and I just feel so honored and privileged to be a part of it, and LaNette is part of it. We have Terry, who works for the Holy Mess. We have Becky, who is my business partner for Faithful Finish Lines. So there are lots of us that are here supporting you. We have walked the walk. We are talking the talk. We are doing it in our real time right now. Terry has lost a significant amount of weight. She has had some really serious digestive issues that she is living with every day, and she is doing it. LaNette has lost, oh my goodness, 359 pounds. She is doing it every day. She is living it. Becky has lost over 100 pounds. And since that time, she has had 2 children, and the ups and downs of pregnancy and postpartum and all the things that come with it. And so, like I said, we are living it. We are doing it. We're real people. LaNette is really a real person. You can come and meet her at the videos. This is not like just made up for a magazine. This is the real deal. So we are here, and we're here for you. We believe that we are blessed to be a blessing, that God has taken our mess and made it our message, and he can do the same for you too. And like we like to say here at the Holy Mess, I can do hard things. We are not saying that weight loss is easy. In today's world especially, it's not easy. It's not easy to make the healthier choices. So if you're struggling with it, if you're saying like, I want to do this, or I do really well for a while, but then I get off track, like, yeah, I don't blame you. I get it, because it's hard. We're not saying it's just going to be easy. Just drink this shake and then everything will be fine. That's not what we're saying. We're saying it will be hard, and you can do it because you can do hard things. And we are going to support each other here together. All right, so make sure you check this out. Be inspired by our beautiful LaNette. We're here at the Holy Mess to help you every step of the way. All right, love you, friends. Bye-bye.